Hey everyone, it's Kyle, Azora Hype. I hope you're all having a marvelous Monday, and in today's video, we're going to discuss Spider-Man Far From Home and how they could set up a battle with the Sinister Six in Spider-Man 3. So, let's jump into the video. Spider-Man Far From Home releases a month from today, and I'm super excited because I absolutely love Spider-Man Homecoming, especially the villain, Vulture, played by Michael Keaton. But I'm even more hyped for Spider-Man Far From Home because I believe they are setting up my favorite Spider-Man storyline, which is the Sinister Six. Vulture wasn't the only character that was introduced to us in Spider-Man Homecoming linked to this villainous roster. We also saw two different Shockers in Spider-Man Homecoming with Logan Marshall Green, who is now dead, killed by the Vulture, and Bokeem Woodbine. And we also had the after credit scene with Michael Mando, who is fantastic in Better Call Saul, being teased as Scorpion, sharing a cell with Michael Keaton's Vulture. But it looks like Mysterio, who is being teased as a hero at least in the first act of Spider-Man Far From Home, could play a huge role in assembling a team to take down Spider-Man. For most of us who are Spider-Man fans who have watched the trailers and love the comics, we know that Mr. Beck, who is featured with Nick Fury, is not to be trusted. The trailers are setting up Mysterio as being a new mentor to Peter Parker after the death of Iron Man, and if Mysterio does end up betraying Peter in some sort of way, we could see Spider-Man feeling similarly in how he felt for Liz and that whole situation after he defeated her father, the Vulture. There was an interview with Tom Holland that was very interesting as well. He said, "It's very much like a big brother, little brother relationship," Tom Holland said, and that Mysterio is always sort of sticking up for me and patting me on the back and telling me I did a good job. This makes me wonder if they will follow the introduction of Mysterio from The Amazing Spider-Man number 13 debuted by Stan Lee and Steve Ditko, where we find out that Quentin Beck, a bitter Hollywood stuntman and magician, turns to a life of crime by creating these illusions to make him appear as a hero. I love the idea of making us empathize with Mysterio in Spider-Man Far From Home, just as we got to understand why Vulture did what he did in Spider-Man Homecoming. These characters aren't just black and white like we saw with Thanos. So perhaps this is the big third act twist within Spider-Man Far From Home, in that we get to know Mysterio and end up liking him for the majority of the movie, just to find out that it's an illusion and a trick, someone with an ego who's trying to fill the void of the next big superhero, trying to fill the void of the death of Iron Man. We know how important Tony was to Peter, so we could see Mysterio manipulate not only Nick Fury, but Peter as well, as they deal with the loss of their close friend and mentor. And since we got the after credit scene with Michael Keaton's Vulture and Michael Mando's T Scorpion after Spider-Man Homecoming, we could see something similar to that effect in Far From Home as well. We could see a scenario with a defeated Quentin Beck connect with Vulture and Scorpion in prison. Perhaps this leads us to Norman Osborn, who could be introduced in Far From Home as bringing this group together. I think we could see the introduction of Oscorp moving on to the scene with the presence of Tony gone from New York. The reason this is so interesting is because the Green Goblin arc has been featured in both previous iterations of Spider-Man, so perhaps we are seeing a more gradual build-up to the storyline, which I actually like. We gotta remember that Tom Holland is very young, so we could see him play Spider-Man for a very long time as Marvel looks to solidify another 10 plus years of big screen dominance, and also setting up a new intriguing phase for Marvel as it moves on from the big heroes like Captain America and Iron Man. So in my opinion, it feels like we are being set up for a Sinister Six movie in the future, with Vulture, Scorpion, Shocker, and Mysterio already being introduced. And perhaps we do get the other two remaining members of the Six introduced in Spider-Man Far From Home as well, setting up an Avengers Infinity War Endgame-like arc for Spider-Man, who's being set up as the new Iron Man of the MCU with the death of Tony Stark. But what do you think? Are we being set up for a Sinister Six movie? Are these villains just going to be spread throughout multiple Spider-Man movies and perhaps other Marvel movies? And what kind of storylines are you most excited for, and are you excited to see Mysterio and other Spider-Man characters introduced in the MCU? Let me know your thoughts and your theories in the comment section. I'm working on a 10 things we need to see in Spider-Man Far From Home video, but I would also love to hear your suggestions on what kind of Marvel videos you would like to see on the channel, so feel free to drop a suggestion in the comment section on what kind of Marvel videos you would like to see on the channel. Thanks for watching, and have a marvelous day. I'll see you all in the next video. Hype and love.